Good morning and welcome to day 2 of a week in the life of an underemployed academic. I am just heading into the Institute of Classical Studies. I've just picked up a coffee and learned that my Australian barista, the man who makes the best coffee in my area, is moving back to Australia at the end of the year. So I'm sad about that. Today I am going to do some work on my Athena article. I think I've nearly broken the back of this article. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to start just writing towards the end of the week. And then I'm going to spend the second half of the day working on my book, which has been sadly neglected recently for other more pressing things. So that will be pretty much the whole day today. Will just be sitting in the library working. I'm sorry it's not going to be as exciting as yesterday, but that's the life, isn't it? So I'll check back in with you. Oh, before I go, I just wanted to mention that yesterday I said that I had paid £9 in library fines, and it was because I hadn't organised my new membership. And I'll tell you why that's relevant. Because I couldn't, because I didn't have my new contract. Because at Senate House Library you need to be a staff or student of a University of London college, and my contract expired at the end of August, so did my library membership. But I didn't have a new contract yet, so that's the reason. But I still had a book and I still needed that book. So I made a calculated decision. I didn't think it would cost me £9, but it did. So that is kind of relevant. Anyway, I'll check back in with you when I get to the library. Bye! It is 5 to 10. I've actually been here for a while. The library opens at 9:30. You can see I'm in Russell Square, not in the library. My mum rang, and because I got my first poem a £5 banknote, and it made me feel a bit teary because of course in Australia we have all polymer banknotes. So I sent her a text message and she rang, and then we just got chatting about bookcases, as one tends to do. So I'm just heading into the library now, half an hour after I wanted to be there, but it's also important to talk to my mum. So I'll check back in with you at some point, probably at lunchtime. Okay, bye. It's about 1:10 and I'm just going down to have some lunch. This morning I have been going over some notes I made a long time ago on Sloveno Inwood's Polish religion model, and reading some work on cognitive approaches to religion, which will feed into and inform my methodology in some interesting ways, I think. So that's what I've been doing this morning, indirectly related to the Athena article, sort of all part of that final push of pulling everything together. When I go back, I'm going to be working on the book, as I have been saying I will do. I need to leave the library about 4:30 today. I have to pick my daughter up by 6 o'clock. But I've never picked her up from after school care before, because she only started school last week, and because she was only in half days last week. This is the first week that she's in full days, and therefore the first week she's in after school care. So I have to sort of go and figure out what I need to do for that. So I'm not exactly sure how long that will take. So normally to get there by 6 I would leave here at 5, but I'm going to give myself a half an hour buffer. And then hang out with her for a while. We'll have dinner and do all the stuff that that people do, but I'm sure I will check back in with you before that happens. Okay, bye. It is 4:30 and I am leaving Senate House to go and pick up my daughter from school. I've had one of those weird days where when I think about it, I've actually achieved quite a bit, but it feels like I've done nothing. And those are the most frustrating days, I find, because I have been doing lots of thinking and ruminating, which obviously is all a really important part of research, because we don't just read sources and then write amazing things. We have to think about them. This afternoon I did do a bit of work on my book. I got a bit stuck. I don't really know how I want a particular section to kind of screw into the rest of, I don't know how it fits. I know that it needs to be in there. I know that I have to make it fit. I just don't know how at this point in time to make it fit. So I stopped working on my book, and I started doing some work on the ECR chat website. We are relaunching the fortnightly chat. That's the hashtag ECR chat, early career chat, on Twitter. Hopefully that will be happening in October. The website should be up sometime next week. So that's really exciting. So I did a little bit of work on that, and which I need to do, but it feels really fiddly and like I'm not actually getting any work done. But I am, because I need to do it, and it is work. It is something that I am doing. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to go and see how kiddo is going and go from there. After she goes to bed, I might do some work or I might watch Netflix. I haven't decided yet, but I will let you know. Bye! I have recently had a change in the medications, one of the medications that I take, and I actually am starting to think that it is the settling in period that was responsible for my headache yesterday, because I got it while I was on the train, and just now I've just got off the train. Obviously I'm on the platform. I don't have a headache, but I do kind of feel a bit like I've been jostled around a bit. I feel a bit nauseous. I kind of can feel it starting to come on, and I can feel my neck tightening up. So I wonder if that's what it is. Thoughts for the future. But that it actually would be quite a good thing if that's what it was, because then once the settling in period is over, once my body is used to it, then it'll be fine. It'll be over. So I'm going to pick my daughter up from school, and then we're going to go home and maybe do some painting and some reading and have some dinner. And then I'll check back in. Bye. I'm just making dinner with my daughter. You can see over my shoulder, I'm boiling some pasta. I try and get her involved in things like this, but sometimes we do it in a bit of an odd way. But that's okay. She's not quite 5, and I think sometimes little kids need some fun and laughter to get involved in things which otherwise they perceive to be chores. So we are going to have some dinner and watch an episode of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And then after kiddo's gone to bed, I'm going to do some reading, I think. I really want to get into a new section of the new Larson book that has to do with my Athena. Well, I think will have something to do with my Athena article. So I might do an hour or so on that and then just relax. I'm going into the British Library tomorrow to meet the lovely Freya. So I don't really want to be I don't want to be too sluggish for that. So I will probably check back in just before I edit and upload the vlog to let you know how the rest of the night has gone, but I'll see you then. It is just on 9 o'clock and here is a taste of what I've been doing for literally the last hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going to sign off today here. I'm still going to do a little bit of reading, as I said, I think. I want to start on a new section of the new Jennifer Larson book, which I've read a bit of, and it has been really interesting. I've been reading mainly the methodology sections so far, but there's a bit that I think will be useful for my Athena article, and I just want to read it before I get too deep into the writing of the article, just in case, really. At this stage I don't think it will be anything drastic, but if it is, then I want to know about it, you know. So that is pretty much all I'll be doing. I then might sit down and have a gin and soda because I deserve it after spending an hour and a half sitting on a hard wooden floor. And I will see you again tomorrow. Good night.